Hey guys, it's Russell back with another product review. On today's review, we are going to be using Chemical Guy's Extreme Maxi Suds II. Now, I've wanted to try this shampoo for quite a while, and this is one of Chemical Guy's older formulations. As with some of the older labels that I've talked about before that they have, where the information on the label maybe doesn't exactly line up with what's on the website. One of the first things that I look for in a car soap is it pH balanced. This doesn't say that it's pH balanced on the label. A lot of the soaps that they have do say that, but it doesn't say that on here. But if you go to the website, it has a little more information. It does say that the formula is pH balanced, which is very important. One little thing, when you smell this stuff, it's got a very strong cherry scent, and I can't tell the difference between this soap and the Adams original red formula. It smells exactly the same. I'm not saying they're the same soaps, I'm just saying that it's the same exact cherry scent, so who knows. But as we've done in the past, we're going to be using the MTM submachine gun style foam cannon with 1 ounce of product mixed with 10 ounces of warm water, and we're going to see how the product works in a foam gun, and then we'll switch to our hand wash bucket method and see what kind of foamage we get from the Maxi Suds II. So, you know what? Enough talking. It's a beautiful day outside. It's about almost 55 degrees, which is getting up there. So let's go ahead and get this test and review done. Alright guys, I have the solution mixed up. I've got 1 ounce of the Chemical Guy's Extreme Maxi Suds II, 10 ounces of warm water. I've already wet the car down. I'm going to get the pressure washer cranked up, and then we'll foam this car. Foam does seem very slick. It's got a mixture of open small foam structure, and also it almost has an effervescent quality to it. It's not quite as thick as I had envisioned it to be.
seems to cling to the horizontal surfaces a little bit better than the vertical, and it's been about 2 minutes and stuff is running off pretty fast. It's a little odd. All right, so we'll come back in, I don't know, maybe 5 minutes. I want to try to give it a total 7 minute, and we'll see what it looks like. All right, so it's been about 7.5 minutes, and the vertical surfaces are actually, some of them are actually drying. The horizontal surfaces are still holding on to the surfactant. It has thinned out probably about, I would say, 60%. Quite ironically, the sun side, which is the other side I showed you, the windows are holding on to more of the soap than the shaded side, but I don't know. I think in a higher concentration you may get a more substantial suds out of this, or foam. So let's see how it rinses and see if it rinses clean or if it leaves any type of residue. The final rinse is done, and as one would expect from a pH balanced car soap, it did not remove our wax and sealant protection. It actually did a fairly good job removing the non-bonded contaminants. This soap seems to clean very well. Of course, as one would expect, it's not going to remove the non-bonded contaminants and leave your wax protection intact. This soap is, at least in a foam gun, this soap is sort of an enigma. The foam that you get from it, I don't think is at the recommended concentration as good as maybe the hype says that it is. But I gotta tell you what, it cleans pretty darn good. This soap cleans, at least in the foam part, like a non-pH balanced soap, which is usually stronger. I'm impressed with the cleaning ability. I'm not impressed with its amount of suds and foam, but you know what? That's just window dressing, what we want. And the reason that you clean your car is because you want it clean. So let me get the camera set up and we will see how well it does in a hand wash. Alright, so as I mentioned before in the introduction, this soap has a scent that is very, very, almost exact same as Adam's original red car soap.
Doesn't foam like it for sure, but the viscosity I would say is medium to high. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our 1 ounce shot glass and we're going to put 1 ounce of soap in the glass. And we're going to just pour it in our bucket of warm water. That's weird. It looks like it's glowing. The scent, if you care about that sort of thing, is cherry. It's very intense. And just looking initially at our foam structure, it has very large and medium size bubbles. The water itself, well, I haven't mixed it up yet, but got a mild slickness to it. So let me get the pressure washer and let's see how well this soap foams up. If you've been watching some of the other videos, this took quite a bit more to actually get it mixed up. Looking at the foam, it's extremely dense. It has a very small density structure to it. As far as the water slickness, I'm going to say it's mildly slick. And again, you know, they say this stuff produces enormous amounts of suds. I don't see that so far. But it does have a nice slickness to it, not as much as the Wonder Wash. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take about 5 of my wash mitts. I'm going to go ahead and hand wash the car. The reason I'm using multiple wash mitts and only 1 bucket is because I don't ever want to put a dirty wash mitt back in the soap water. So I will use the wash mitt. Once I get done with the panel, discard the wash mitt, get another wash mitt. And this car takes about 5 wash mitts to do the entire car. And the water will stay as clean at the end of the wash as it is now, because again, we're never putting a dirty wash mitt back into the bucket. Alright, so I've completed our hand wash, and as we see, still our wax protection is there. The soap rinses very cleanly, just as you would expect. No surprises there. And the car is clean. Now, what do I think about this soap? Well,
I'm gonna have to say that this is about another middle of the road soap. It doesn't do anything bad. It didn't have enough slickness for me under the wash mitt that I really like to see in a soap. I think it's a good soap. You know, that's where it would fall for me, in the middle. But I think there are better soaps out there. I don't know. I think maybe my expectations were a little higher. It's not, I would buy it if I didn't have access to maybe some other things. So I'm going to just say this is a middle of the road soap. I definitely don't think it's as good as the Adams. That seems to be my goal, my standard I'm measuring everything up against. The Adams makes just tons of foam. It's super slick under your mitt. And you know, or Glossworks. Glossworks is an awesome car soap. That's probably, I think, my favorite Chemical Guys product or soap is the Glossworks. So anyway, I'm happy with the way it cleaned, but I'm maybe a little disappointed in the amount of suds and the slickness. So I'm going to say this is a good soap. If you do choose to buy it, I don't think you can go wrong with it, but I do think there maybe are some soaps out there with a few better properties that, you know, namely the slickness under the mitt, because that helps to reduce scratches and swirls. So I've got I think 1 or 2 other soaps to do after this one, and you guys certainly, I appreciate all the comments and the feedback that you leave in the description box on YouTube. If you guys want to see me do some other car soaps from other car manufacturers, preferably here in the United States, please. I've gotten a lot of people that have given me suggestions for some stuff that would just be too prohibitively expensive to bring over here. But keep the suggestions, the comments coming. I do read everybody's feedback and appreciate it. And this is Russell, and I will see you guys on the next video.